Zany's, the excitement continues to be way too much to bear. No fancy intro once again, we're gonna get right into it, but make sure you stick around all the way to the end because I do have 4 or 5 key takeaways that you must know that pertain to being a postal worker and as it relates to having a vehicle, being wanted, not being wanted, and everything else that you can and cannot do. So make sure you watch all the way to the end. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Emergency Response Liberty County Zanies. Today we're going to keep exploring everything that has been rolled out as part of the new summer update. If you haven't watched the ERLC Summer Update full guide, make sure you do so after this video. I'm telling you, it's amazing. On this episode, we're going to spend a day in ERLC as a postal worker for the day. I want to dedicate a full episode to each new job because I'm hoping to walk away with a few things. Number 1, I want to see how the pay differs when compared to not having a job. Number 2, I also want to familiarize myself with the job locations, uniforms, and vehicles. And number 3, by the end of me having worked all the new jobs, I want to be able to share with you tips, tricks, pay, and more, and possibly even determine what the best paying job in ERLC is. So without further delay, let's get right into it, Zanies. For those of you that watched the summer update full guide, you'll know that I was struggling to take off my hoodie, but you'll see that my avatar is now hoodie free and I am an official postal worker without that crazy orange hoodie around my neck. I did want to figure out the uniforms. I don't think I was doing the uniforms correctly when I was first filming, but it doesn't really look like walking up to them does much of anything, and this is definitely something I missed. When I was first filming the full guide, I did not come to the front of the post office, and now that I'm in the front, I could see all these packages and I could see how role-playing would be significantly easier because this of course would allow other players to walk in through the front door and pretend like they're shipping off a package. And because delivering packages is an actual job in the game, it automatically adds that much realism. So let me work my way into this back room here. It looks like this leads back out to the outside, and it sure does. Or not the outside, but the rear lobby of the post office. That's really what I meant to say. And here on the side, that's just the side door, and then obviously we're back outside in front of the post office. Okay, and now that I have the lay of the land, I'm gonna go back to collecting some mail here. And don't forget, it is telling you in the bottom left-hand corner to check the map for delivery locations. Without having to step outside and look around, I can already see a drop pin right in front of me. Let me see if I can look around to the left, and I sure can, and I can see 3 additional drop-ins. Awesome. So let's go outside and spawn our vehicle. I do want to make it a key point that the mail truck is $25,000. Honestly, I don't know if I would have done this if it was me rolling out the update, only because it's $25,000. The point of you getting the job is to make money. What if you're trying to get the job without money? Then you can't go out and deliver mail, and it defeats the purpose of you trying to get a job to begin with. So what I'm trying to say is that in the future, I do hope we get some kind of free option to deliver mail, and then have like a second or third option that would be paid vehicle options for those of us that want to play as postal workers. But for now, this is what we get. We get the $25,000 car, and we are in the vehicle. What's also funny to me is that when I first started playing the game, I did notice that this little mail truck, it hauls, you guys. Like, it moves. It is a pretty darn fast car. So people were saying in the comments that this thing accelerates faster than the Corvette, and I gotta tell you, I'm pretty sure they're right. Pretty excited here, pulling up to the very first stop, and this is mail number 4. We are going to deliver. There we go. And now we're gonna move on to the next one, Zanies. And for those of you wondering, there you have it. The top speed for this vehicle is 87 miles per hour. Not bad, not bad at all. Here we are at our second location, Zanies. Looks like this is going to be number 1 for us. We're going to deliver that mail. Successfully delivered. Moving on to the next. At location number 3 for package number 2, we're going to deliver that one as well. And last but not least, we're going to work our way a little bit into the housing track and deliver this last and final package. At the last and final location for number 3, all right, you have successfully delivered all packages. Now, while I wait for my paycheck to generate, I'm going to head back to the post offices, and essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to deliver as many packages as I possibly can before my paycheck rolls out. Back at the post office to collect some more mail, and here we go, Zanies. And by the way, I think I just noticed this for the first time. You guys see this door back here? This kind of looks like a roller door. I'm going to go ahead and say that in the future, we're going to get bigger trucks, okay? So going back to the point I made initially about different vehicles, I think there's something already in the works. If you've been watching my update videos, something else that I keep saying, you guys, is that this summer update, even though it's huge, even though it's massive, even though it's a complete revamp, I think we should all expect more add-ons to happen over time. Here we are at the first location, and this is number 3. So number 3, here we go. Package successfully delivered. Looks like we have another right around the corner. Location number 2 for me. This is going to be package 2 as well.
3 hours later.
And I've now delivered my entire second batch of packages. You have successfully delivered all packages. So just in this run alone, for the sake of keeping track, I have delivered a total of 8 packages. My paycheck has not generated just yet, and I'm still waiting to see what the total amount is going to be. I do wish we could deliver more packages as well, all in due time, Zanies. Let's all be patient with this. And I gotta tell you, I am having a blast driving this little post office worker van. It really does move, you guys. And something that I've also noticed is that every single time I'm breaking the law, it actually is warning me. So the game is warning me that I'm doing something I should not be doing. This leads me to believe that if I continue to break traffic laws over time, I will become a criminal and I'll probably be kicked from my team. And as I say that, I almost want to become wanted to see what does happen when you break enough laws as one of the workers. I mean, technically, nothing should happen other than you becoming wanted because you're not on a team. You're still a civilian. So as a civilian, I would imagine that you're still capable of being wanted regardless of what you're doing in the game. Does that make sense to everyone else or maybe just me? Alright, Zanies, well, I normally don't like to do this, but there's going to be some serious editing magic in this video because something keeps happening to me, Zanies. Since the summer update rollout, my game has crashed twice now. For no reason, out of nowhere, out of the blue, it has completely shut down on me. Let me know in the comments below if that's happened to you as well. I imagine that today it's simply due to volume. There's just way too many players on the servers. I don't know, I could be wrong, but all I can say for a fact is that my game has in fact crashed twice now. With that said, I am now back in the game in a different server. I wasn't able to catch the paycheck, but now that I'm back, I'm 1 run in, 4 packages in, and you're just now catching me on the second run as I deliver this 5th package. So here we go. And same thing as before, Zanies, I'm really just going to chip away and I'm going to come back on whenever the paycheck generates. Okay, Zanies, and I did want to come back on because now we're going to be about 6 packages in. I am still waiting for my paycheck to generate, but because I'm timing it, I know that that paycheck should be coming any minute. So we're just going to hang out and we're going to wait for it together to see how that generates for us. And there it is, Zanies. The paycheck generated at $8.98. I don't know if that's any higher than what it otherwise would have been if I wasn't playing as a postal worker. If anything, that's along the averages that I had previously calculated. Also, you'll notice that my paycheck did not contain any kind of special annotation indicating that I had been working as a postal worker, so that's very interesting. If you guys know how that's being calculated or if there's even any extra pay, let me know in the comments below. So now time for those key takeaways, Zanies. Number 1, I was wrong. You cannot be wanted and hold a job at the same time. If you watch this footage as I talk, you'll notice that I was a postal worker, and as soon as I hacked the ATM and I became wanted, my uniform suddenly disappeared and my vehicle disappeared as well, and I was left in the middle of nowhere. So if you're going to do this, make sure you're not driving a company car because you're going to be stranded somewhere without a vehicle. Number 2, the vehicle that you do get as the postal worker, it hauls, you guys. Zanies, this vehicle is pretty darn fast. I sincerely hope that the developers don't change it, but something tells me that they will to make it just a little bit more realistic. Number 3, and going back to the point about being wanted, you cannot start a job if you're already wanted or if you try to go get a job while being wanted. I hope that makes sense, but the point is, don't try to get a job if you are a wanted criminal. Key takeaway number 4, Zanies, is that you do not need the postal worker vehicle to deliver these packages. If I made it sound that way in the beginning, I do apologize, but if you're trying to get the job without money, then you can't go out and deliver mail, and it defeats the purpose of you trying to get a job to begin with. But as I'm saying this, I'm about to deliver packages in my own personal vehicle, and here we go so you guys can see it for yourselves. There you are. I'm gonna get back in the vehicle in the same postal worker uniform and continue to deliver packages. So for those of you that are stressing out, just like I was in the beginning, about being able to afford the postal truck, don't worry about it. You can deliver packages in any vehicle. And the 5th and final takeaway is the paychecks. I don't know if we're supposed to be getting extra money for working as a postal worker or if we're not, but if anybody knows, let me know in the comments below. The key takeaway here is that I unfortunately was not able to figure it out, and therefore I have to rely on the facts that say that the paychecks will continue to be based on the averages that the game issues randomly. With that being said, Zanies, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Keep watching throughout the week as I'm going to be spending the day working as all these new jobs in emergency response Liberty County. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, long live the Zanies.